Hello, my name is Nicole Espinal, and today I will be talking about the nervous system. The nervous system is made of the brain and the spinal cord, along with the primary sense organs and the nerves associated with all these organs. The brain and the spinal cord form the central nervous system. All other neuronal tissues are part of the peripheral nervous system, the CNS and the PNS. The central nervous system is responsible for integrating sensory information and responding accordingly. The peripheral nervous system is divided into the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is divided into the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is the process known as the body's fight or flight response. The parasympathetic nervous system does the exact opposite. It prepares the body for rest. The brain and the nervous system. The brain is highly complex. It contains about 1,000 billion neurons and weighs about 3 pounds in adults. There are three main areas of the brain: the brainstem, the cerebrum, and the cerebellum. The brainstem is at the base of the brain where it joins the spinal cord. The cerebrum forms the majority of the brain, and the cerebellum is the lower back of the brain. The lobes of the brain: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. The frontal lobe, this is where emotional regulation, planning, reasoning, and problem solving occur. Parietal lobe, areas in the parietal lobe are responsible for integrating sensory information including touch, temperature, pressure, and pain. The temporal lobe contains regions dedicated to processing sensory information, particularly important for hearing, recognizing language, and forming memories. The occipital lobe is simply the major visual processing center in the brain. As you can see, here is the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe, and the temporal lobe. This will be the left side of the brain. The spinal cord and the nervous system. The spinal cord is connected to the brain and is about the diameter of a human finger. From the brain, the spinal cord descends down the middle of the back, and it's surrounded and protected by the bony vertebral column. The spinal cord is surrounded by a clear fluid called cerebrospinal fluid that acts as a cushion to protect the delicate nerve tissues. It consists of millions of nerves which transmit electrical information and from the organs of the body back to and from the brain. Neurons. The neurons are the cells responsible for receiving sensory input from the external world for sending motor commands to our muscles. They have three parts that carry out the functions of communication and integration: the dendrites, the axon, and the terminals. The dendrites are the input to a neuron. Dendrites are designed both in shape and function to combine the information they get. The axon is the output of the neuron. Axons are sort of like a wire. They are designed both in shape and function to carry information reliably and quickly over long distances communication. The myelin is protective coating around the nerve fibers, insulating and speeding electrical signal. These little branches here are the dendrites. This is the body of the neuron. This is the nucleus. The axon. Around is the myelin, and this is the terminals, the axon terminals. This is a picture of how a neuron looks under the microscope. Sensory and motor pathways. The sensory pathway ascending the deliver information to the brain, and the motor pathway descending, they deliver information to the periphery. So this is a demonstration of how the electrical signal is received by the receptors, the sensory neuron, through the dorsal root and it has to go through the inner neuron. This is where the decision is made. Goes to the all the way down to the motor nerve, and this is the electrical signal going to the muscle for the effector. This is how the spinal cord looks like under the microscope. As you can see, the gray matter and the white matter. I chose polyneuropathy. Polyneuropathy affects several nerves in different parts of the body at the same time. Polyneuropathy can affect nerves responsible for feeling, movement, or both. It may also affect the autonomic nerves responsible for controlling functions such as digestion, the bladder, blood pressure, and heart rate. Here's a demonstration of a neuron with no myelin and with myelin. You can see the speed difference. Some of the symptoms for this disease is pain, numbness, tingling or burning, hypersensitivity, weakness in the arms or legs. Three main polyneuropathies are the chronic, the multiple, and the acute. The chronic is most polyneuropathies are chronic and develop over many months. The multiple, there is damage to at least two separate nerve areas. In the acute, this is rare. The most common cause is the Guillain-Barré syndrome, a condition that can be fatal. The diagnosis is based upon medical history, a physical exam, and the neurological evaluation. Depending on the person's symptoms, tests may be ordered. Other tests can be the CT scans or the electrodiagnostic system tests. This is the myelin. This is how the myelin can be affected. So here's a comparison of the normal myelin sheath and the damaged myelin. The treatment. The goal of treatment is to control symptoms, which sometimes involves treating the underlying cause, if known, such as diabetes. Simply controlling pain can be a simply important part of the neuropathy treatment. Therapies for controlling pain, pain medications, and antidepressants. This is a demonstration of the before healthy CT scan and after diseased CT scan. And this is my works cited. Thank you.